Walt Disney once said, "You can dream, design, and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it requires people to make the dream a reality."
Celebrating the innovators and icons who make the Disney dream a reality. The people behind the magic who inspire our sense of wonder through creativity, storytelling, and entertainment. This marks the 37th year we have given this award to the artisans who have left an indelible mark on the Walt Disney Company. And I'm super excited to be here, not just as your host, but as a member of the Disney family, and most importantly, as a fan just like all of you. It is the reason we're here at D23, one incredible community united by pixie dust. And because you are the greatest fans in the world, this year is bigger and better than ever before. None of this is possible without each and every one of you out there. You are the spark that ignites our imagination to create a new dream. Welcome to the Disney Legends Ceremony. Now, if you're ready for a great show, let me hear you say D23! D23! All right, and with that, I'd like to hand over to the man who launched D23 15 years ago. He's the CEO of the Walt Disney Company and a lifelong Disney fan in his own right. Put your hands together for the one and only Bob Iger.
Thank you very much. And thanks to all of you for joining us for this very, very special event. Now, before we get started, I want to take a moment to acknowledge our dedicated employees and cast members who helped bring this incredible weekend together. I also want to thank all of you, our fans, for your tremendous enthusiasm, passion, and the love that you have for our great company. Thank you very much. This has been a weekend unlike any other, and we have a spectacular finale for you tonight. The Disney Legends Award is the highest honor our company bestows, and it's presented as a celebration of talent, a recognition of achievement, and above all else, a sincere expression of deep gratitude on our part. The Legends Award was originally established in 1987, and we have honored 304 Disney legends to date. I think all of you know, our legends come from all walks of Disney life and virtually every creative discipline. They're bound by the special place that they have earned in our history for their tremendous contributions in service of entertaining and delighting fans around the globe. But tonight we will honor 14 new Disney legends, and it's my distinct honor to introduce the first one. See from my words whether you can guess who I'm talking about. Ready? From a galaxy far, far away. Okay. I can tell you're getting it. To treacherous ancient temples on the furthest reaches of the galaxy. Maybe I should stop. I don't know. He has portrayed some of the most timeless heroes to ever appear on the big screen. But before he was the captain of the Millennium Falcon or a globe-trotting archaeologist, Harrison Ford was like so many aspiring actors who come to Hollywood in pursuit of their dreams. Now, while he had some early success, While he had some early successes, it wasn't enough to make a living on, and he continued to work as a self-taught carpenter to pay the bills. He's probably still pretty good at that. Now that all changed when he landed the role of Han Solo in George Lucas's Star Wars and established himself as one of the most charismatic actors. He then caught the eye of Steven Spielberg, and in Indiana Jones, Harrison redefined the action hero, injecting his own unique brand of humor in the character that has won the hearts of audiences for over 40 years. For those of us who have gotten to know Harrison and had the pleasure of working with him, what you quickly learn is that the charisma you see on the screen is real, and that's just who he is. He's a man of deep integrity, big-heartedness, with an incredible work ethic. And that dry wit isn't scripted either. It's precisely why he is such a cultural icon. He is the definition of the leading man who stands alone in a category all his own. So take a look.
Take one. If the Empire had a new weapon that could do this, I'd know about it. I'd have heard something.
Oftentimes when you're sitting in a room saying, we need to find another Harrison Ford, you can't find it. He doesn't exist.
Any questions? I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
I became very aware of it as soon as we started waiting.
Well, let's not argue about it.
I remember thinking, that guy Harrison Ford, he's gonna go somewhere.
Never tell me the odds.
Our spirits are dangerous, so let's wait until we have more of the movie then.
I know I'm gonna get dirty, I know I'm gonna get bruised.
Oh, that comedy of errors.
It is part of Harrison's charm and character.
I don't mind heat, I don't mind cold.
He's very grounded and down to earth.
Oh, really? You're cold? I remember him saying, look what we get to do. He's just as in awe of the process.
Chilling, we're home.
I always thought he would come on set and be like, I'm Harrison, and then everybody would be like, yeah, but no. It was a good time. It was him creating this character from the ground up.
Movies make him tick. People who care about movies make him tick.
His mind is action.
Go ahead.
You cannot look at the archive of American cinema without thinking Harrison Ford.
Refer to him when they're referring to a particular kind of actor. So when they say Harrison Ford type, I guess that you become an icon.
Who are you?
Harrison.
Harrison Ford!
It is with great pleasure that I present this award to a true Disney legend and a dear friend, Harrison Ford. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too. I love the life you've given me. I love the people that I've had the opportunity to work with. Nobody does anything in this business alone. We work in collaboration. No matter who we are or what we're doing, we're working on an idea. I have the privilege of being a storyteller. An assistant storyteller. I have my part of the story to tell, but so does everyone else. But the stories are for you, about us, our common humanity. And to be able to work in that area is a privilege. We have a bond between us that's based on the quality of the product, and Disney produces great product. Disney is a giant ship, and a giant ship needs an able captain. And the great generosity of that introduction deserves my acknowledging how important Bob has been in the work that I've done and in a creative and business capacity, but he's also become a dear and trusted friend. I'm very honored to be in the company of the other people that are being honored tonight. I'm really delighted and a little bit embarrassed by this, but I'm so very grateful. Thank you very much.
Set the tone for the evening. Having starred in movies like The Parent Trap, Freaky Friday. There's more. The upcoming sequel, Freakier Friday. Which presenter has been a member of the Disney family since age 10. And she simply could not miss the opportunity to shower our next Disney legend with love. Please welcome Lindsay Lohan.
I have the pleasure of working with Jamie Lee Curtis. And the magic of Jamie Lee Curtis is that she is timeless. Every character she plays is different, and she always brings something unique to the role. And I feel so blessed to have Jamie as a friend in my life. And I feel lucky to work with a woman that I admire so much. Love you.
Jamie Lee Curtis has done just about everything in her Hollywood career.
All at once.
Her timing is so perfect.
I just wanted to do something outrageous.
Jamie is so amazing. People just love her.
Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper! You are so authentic and so real. I love it. Do you love it?
I'd like to talk about The Bear. I had put it out into the universe in my mind. I want to play his mother.
and then the phone call came in.
I want to have this good thing.
We can't make a scary movie, but I'm the queen of scary movies.
She is Samantha Power.
She's an Oscar winner.
That moment for me was mind-blowing.
And now, the actress who originated the character that I get to play in Freaky Friday, and one of Jamie's dearest friends is here. Please welcome Academy Award-winning Jodie Foster.
Don't look. There are many things that my bestie, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I have in common. So we both grew up in this business, in this city, she the daughter of two famous movie stars, me the daughter in every bad television show. And you folks know that our biggest girls were a connection. We were both in the Disney movie Freaky Friday, only they were sequels 20 years apart, and we took opposite roles. So while her character got to blow bubbles and play guitar, I got to clutch my pearls and flirt with my father. Which is awkward. But that's how it was back then. Which is a refrain that Jamie and I sometimes trot out to explain why we are both so peculiar. But here are many of the absolutely freaky things that you may not know about her. You probably know. She eats dinner at 3 or 4 in the afternoon because Granny's asleep by 7:30. At 3 a.m., she saves the world, then she online shops a little, compulsively ordering useless things in every color. Although she did buy me the best bras I've ever owned. Thank you for looking after my boobs. Now, by 4 a.m., she's driving halfway across town to deliver baskets to people's doors. Sometimes they're filled with books or these incredible scented roses from her garden, little silk ribbons with the beautifully embossed label for My Hand in Yours, the charity she started for Children's Hospital. She is so thoughtful and so generous, such a supportive and kind cheerleader that it just makes me want to punch her in the face. Is that wrong? Apparently the feeling is mutual because when Alex or I make something really good, okay, and maybe we send a picture of it, like a homemade cheat cake or a really good bonfire, she is the first person to text us back in giant capitalized letters, F you! Because the one-upsmanship game never gets old. So, for Jamie's induction day, which does sound like periodontal surgery, so I'm just going to say for her legend ceremony, I want to tell you about all the things that I love about her. Her absolutely joyful laugh, especially when her husband Chris does some deadpan cartoon voice, especially good. She is the best mom to her 2 daughters, Annie and Ruby. She shows up for friends and strangers. She cries at the hokiest insurance commercials. She throws that smelly tennis ball for her dog Rudy until her arms fall off. She likes boba drinks, Mexican Cokes, marshmallow peeps, and any kind of garbage Halloween candy that's lying around. There is, however, the brilliant Jamie that the world knows, and that's why we're all here today. Her extraordinary performances in Halloween, A Fish Called Wanda, True Lies, Everything Everywhere All at Once, my favorite, Knives Out, and a personal favorite of mine, her guest appearance in The Bear Season 2, which is She is inventive, fearless, full of surprises. She's an artist who lives to show you human idiosyncrasy, warts and all. Perfectly imperfect. Our Neverland Hall of Famer, Jamie, I am here to honor the Disney in you. to remind you of the cafeteria Jell-O at the lot that they served on Burbank, the frozen bananas on a stick that you could buy off the cart outside the teacup ride, and of all of those magical formative years believing in Walt Disney's Dreamland. So here you are, such an important part of that place, that history. You've been there for me for so many milestones. You spoke at our wedding. You presented me with a Golden Globe. You helped push my hands and feet in the cement at the Grauman's thing. You are the greatest cheerleader friend I've ever known. It is an honor to honor you, someone that I love so much and I care so much about, who has been such a good friend and a treasured cohort. So bless you for bringing your blessings to this art form and this world, this happiest place on earth. And I'm going to present you with the real prize. I got you old school mouse ears with your name on it. Boom. Take that. Everybody, please put your hands together for Disney legend Jamie Lee Curtis.
Just hold on, you have to take off the tag. I can't take off the tag. Thank you, ladies. Thank you both. You know, it's not often that we all get to walk in each other's shoes. You know, that's the beauty of Freaky Friday. It's the idea of looking at the world from the other person's perspective. And we do it with each other. But we very rarely get to do it in life and in movies the way we get to do it in this, and it's extraordinary. You just mentioned the Disney in you and me. You know, it's the Disney in all of us. That's why we're here. It's the Disney in all of us. And the truth is, legends aren't born, they're created. And they're created and nurtured and taught and educated. And then they make art, and then we connect the art, and you make legends. You are the legends, because without you, none of this is possible. And so thank you to your Disney family, all of you there, all of the bright lights shining right now. Thank you. I am born and raised in this city of angels. And as a little girl, my sister and I used to drive to, we didn't drive, obviously, but we were in the country Squire station wagon, and we were in the back seat, and there was an unofficial competition of who was going to get to see the tip of the Matterhorn first. And the first person that said, "I see it," won some prize. But really what it meant was you were about to get to the place that you knew was special and magical. That's why they call it the most magical place, the magical kingdom. There it was, and if you saw the Matterhorn, that was what it was. Now I'm 66. There have been a lot of changes in the world. Thank you. Whatever. It's all good. My point is this. The Disneyland that we first went to, with the bananas on the sticks, is different now. It's change. You know, change happens. It's the only constant in life is change. My favorite ride was the Carousel of Progress. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And for those who don't know what it was a passage through time of technology. It was the GE Carousel of Progress, and it was about progress and technology. Well, here we are at the moment in our lives where technology is everywhere, and we're fighting the changes because I'm old-fashioned. I like it the old way, but change is important. But I'm going to end this with simply the words from the song. I'm not going to sing, don't worry. You do not want to hear me sing the Carousel of Progress song here at D23. No, you do not. I am not. Listen to mommy. I'll only do it if you sing it with me. But before we sing it, I want you to listen to the words, because the truth is, that's why I'm here. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, shining every day. Yes, it's a great big beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow's just a dream away. Man has a dream, and that's the start. He follows his dream with and heart. And when that dream becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. And that's what's happening right here. God bless all of you. And I thank the Disney company and all of you for my life. God bless.
Everyone. I guess I should start holding American Idol auditions right now. You guys sound pretty good. It is such a great pleasure to be here tonight celebrating these extraordinary individuals. And the opportunity to introduce this next legend holds extra special meaning for me because I spent 6 seasons as her co-host. She is my dear friend, Kelly Ripa. All of those mornings alongside her are one of the most meaningful chapters in my life. There is no better storyteller than Kelly. She has lightning fast wit and brilliant comedic timing. Whether it be lighting up a fake cigarette as I rambled on with a story, feel free to have one now, or passionately protesting my enthusiasm about eating dinner at 4:51 p.m. Last night, you made me stay out till 8:30. Or simply taking any moment at any time and turning it into an adventure that always ends in a laugh. She is the best at what she does. You have a magic power, you really do, to make people feel comfortable, to put them at ease. No matter if it's a guest on the show, Kelly, or someone here in the audience, or someone watching on TV, the person sitting next to you. Mark, have you ever been more comfortable? Even our camera operator, Don, behind you, I've never seen him more relaxed. See, she always gets to laugh. Kelly Ripa, you truly are the definition of a legend. Everyone, watch this.
Okay, some key dates. 1926, the company's name is changed to Walt Disney Studios. November 22nd, 1990, Kelly Ripa starts on All My Children.
That's just great, Uncle Trevor. You don't even recognize me?
Here she is, Miss Kelly Ripa. Meanwhile, 20 years old.
You know, I watch you, Reg, and I say, I want to be just like Regis.
Let's say hello to my new co-host, Kelly Ripa.
work with one of my very best friends.
Your 30th anniversary
At the Walt Disney Company.
And never move off this network. Let's remember your program, but right for now. And then my husband here.
Are you ready?
And you?
I'm sworn ready for this.
I fell in love with Mark the day I met him. I knew I was going to marry him. Joining me today and permanently is Marcus Swale. You make us feel like Emmy winners every day. This company is responsible for every single good thing that has ever happened to me.
Please join me in welcoming Disney legend, Ripa.
Please be seated. Thank you so much. And Ryan, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just so glad you finally found something else to host. I want to congratulate all of my fellow honorees. This feels surreal for me, and I want to thank Bob Iger for this truly magical experience. I've known Bob Iger, incidentally, for 35 years, and he has not aged a day in 35 years. So I just want to know what ride that is. To all of the D23 attendees, thank you. Thank you for this. I know what you're thinking. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why her? What has she ever done? She doesn't even go here. I love you too, but to you I say you sound just like my family. It is a very rare thing anybody can tell you in this industry to be employed consistently in this industry. But to be employed by the same company for 34 years is my great good fortune. I owe everything to Disney. Not only my career, but my entire immediate family. I met my smoking hot husband, actor and talk show host Martin Suelos. We met on the set of All My Children 30 years ago. And from there, we made our own 3 children right backstage in the Disney Labs. I'm kidding. We made them in our dressing rooms. I'm kidding again. HR has asked me to remind everyone of their strict no hidden Mickey policy. I'm sorry to my daughter Lola, who is somewhere in this building. I'm just going to leave you with this. My dad, Joe, was a bus driver for 30 years for New Jersey Transit. In 1973, he told us he was driving our entire family to Florida for a magical new world called Disney. We stayed at the Polynesian Village. We thought he drove us to Hawaii. Did not really understand travel back then. I can still smell the gardenias. I can see the electric light parade. And we still talk about that trip like it was yesterday. And getting to bring our parents back to Disney with their grandchildren has been the privilege of my lifetime. And being named a Disney legend is just the pixie dust on top of the sundae. I want to thank, really, if you'll indulge me, Deborah O'Connell, Dana Walden, Bob Iger, my husband Marcus Veros, my best friend Ryan Seacrest, and especially all of you, because without you, none of my adult life would have been possible. Thank you so very much. I'm so honored.
Let's have a warm round of applause for Emmy Award winner and Dancing with the Stars judge, Derek Huff.
You know, Disney is like a second home to me, and if there's one thing I've learned over the years, is that when you're here, you never meet a stranger. We are all part of one big magical family, and that is no accident. That feeling you get, that connection that you feel, is all thanks to people like Martha Blanding. And I couldn't be more excited to salute Martha for her years of service and contributions to the fabric of the culture here. She is a part of the foundation that makes Disneyland the happiest place on earth. Let's hear about Martha's impact from those who know her best.
I've heard about this woman, Martha Blanding.
She was this larger-than-life figure.
She's passionate, she's engaging.
The impact is tremendous.
It's all because of Martha.
This is 1971, and Martha broke ground in that she became the first full-time black tour guide at Disneyland.
After I got the job as a tour guide, then I became a VIP hostess in like 6 months.
Martha took the culture of Disneyland a little bit by storm.
She was a trailblazer.
She hosted a slew of celebrities, notables, and royalty. Martha was the first black person in management here at the resort.
She was a supervisor on Main Street,
A film buyer,
a candy buyer,
and ultimately as the senior manager of merchandise events at Disneyland.
These were a lot of firsts that nobody had ever seen. She represented somebody that both our guests and our cast could look at and say, someday that can be me.
Martha Blanding came to landscape at Disney. It's very, very special and extraordinary.
She became almost like a mother to me. I'm really grateful that I get to be in Martha's village and that she is in mine.
For over 50 years, Martha has been so incredible for Disneyland.
She is such an important piece of who we are. Disneyland is a better place because Martha was in it.
Martha, thank you so much for setting such an amazing example for all of us. Please welcome the Dapper Dans, the Disneyland Band, and a bunch of our friends as we show our gratitude to you. Take it away.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. And when the road was strong, I had miles from your nights from there. Just remember what your old past said. Son, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
too. Picture this. It's 1969 in South Central Los Angeles, Compton Watts area. My last semester of high school, just before graduation. The high school counselor met with every student and their parent to talk to them about their college future. It was my turn for my mother and I to talk to the counselor. In the meeting, he told me that I needed to learn how to do something with my hands because I would never make it in corporate America. This was quite upsetting to the both of my mother and I, and when we left his office, I cried. When I got home, I went to my room and I cried again. My mother came to talk to me. She told me never to let other people determine your future. What I've become, they would be so proud of this moment. I promised myself that I wouldn't cry, but that's really hard because becoming a Disney legend is something I never thought would happen to me. When Josh tomorrow called to give me the news, I was speechless. And anybody that knows me knows I am never speechless. Then when he told me that I would receive a letter from Bob Iger, I said, oh my God, be still my heart. For many years, my job was to produce merchandise-related special events, but I didn't do it alone. It took a team of cast members that I partnered with, and our goal was to make the event an unforgettable experience for our guests to enjoy. During these events, I worked with many of the Disney legends, and after getting to know them and realizing how important it was and what an honor it was to become a legend, I want to thank many of the people for their help and support, and most importantly, for believing in me. To my leaders, Clark Jones, Chris Shepard, Tony Garrison, Mary Wolf, Ed Storm, and Marianne Sharp. To my girls, my team, Michelle Barker, Elaine Seahawk, Kathy Jensen, and Sonia Martin. To my partners, Linda Bota, Al Nasser, Chris Kane, Nadi Aon, Terry Campanelli, Richard Stoner, Suzanne Toller, and Krista Johnson. Plus, I want to thank Becky Klein, Michael Vargo, Wendy Lapon, and my brother from another mother, my co-author, Tim O'Day, for adding a little extra special layer of Disney magic to my retirement. There are so many more wonderful partners that I don't have the time to name individually, but I sincerely thank every one of them, and you know who you are. I also want to give a special thanks to my family, especially to my twin sister, Mary. Many of you know my twin sister. I would always talk to her about my job to the point where she thought that she worked at Disneyland too. And if you asked her, she would say, I do work there, okay? So after 50 years of working, I decided to retire. I told my sister, and the first thing she said was, are we going to have our retirement at Disneyland? When I got the news about becoming a legend, I shared it with my sister. With joy in her voice and tears in her eyes, she said, are we legends now? The bottom line is this. I'm just an ordinary black girl from South Central Los Angeles who had an amazing job at the Walt Disney Company, and I would do it all over again.
All right, some great speeches tonight. It's good to be down here with everybody, having a good time at D23. The legend of that. You may have noticed that we've had a little bit of help on stage with our trophy presentation tonight, and that's all thanks to the Global Disney Ambassador team. They represent thousands of cast members from around the world, and we are happy to have them here tonight. Now, our next legend has a reputation for telling character-driven stories that are equal parts humor and heart, on screens big and small. He wrote, produced, and directed groundbreaking, award-winning projects that changed the course of television and cinema forever. And at 83, he shows no signs of slowing down. His latest film is set to be released next year. He is truly a genius, but don't take just my word for it. Let's hear from some of James L. Brooks's biggest fans.
Please welcome the star of the world's most famous meme, Homer Simpson backs into hedge, Homer Simpson! Hello, D23!
I'm a writer, director, producer, James L. Brooks.
Here's Jim appearing as a Simpson.
Ned, I'm James L. Brooks.
Oh, can I call you Jim?
James L. Brooks is good.
After making so many classic TV shows and Oscar-winning movies, Jim used to be just a regular legend. But tonight, Jim is a Disney legend.
How come I'm not a Disney legend? I'm like the Mickey Mouse of this whole deal.
You're the Mickey Mouse that shut up! Get back to the head!
I thought Disney was family friendly.
Get that famous!
Somebody call me George. I think they're going to be fighting in the hedge for a while.
You live on!
Help me, Bob Iger. Why don't you take a look at the greatest moments from Jim's career? Your choking hands are weak, old man.
This is special.
You make me want to be a better man. How you like that? I bury the lead. You wanted to get me on my back. You just had to ask.
Ooh, look at me! I'm making people happy! I'm the magical man! Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
I forgot to say that.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
Hugh Jazz! Oh, somebody check the men's room for a Hugh Jazz!
I think I'm gonna vomit.
Anyway, this is probably a good time for us to welcome one of James L. Brooks's oldest friends and dearest collaborators, Danny DeVito.
Okay, let me tell you about my dear friend, Jim Brooks. This man created the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Rohde, Lou Grant, and have you ever heard of a movie called Terms of Endearment? 5 Academy Awards that movie won. And this gentleman walked away with 3 of them for writing, directing, and Best Picture. It's a big time hat trick day. 46 years ago, he cast me as Louis De Palma in a show called Taxi.
you baby Yodas out there, a taxi is a yellow Uber. You order it by screaming. The night that we shot the pilot, we were going to shoot the pilot, the taxi, I was a nervous wreck. I was all up. I was like, you know. So I go to my dressing room, studio, and there is a lovely potted plant with a note from Jim that read, "Dear Danny, as Louis De Palma would say, if you don't do good tonight, you'll be eating shit tomorrow." Thank you, Disney folks. Because Jim believed in me and threatened me, my life changed forever. Why else would I drive 2.5 hours to Anaheim on a Sunday in August with a hernia? No, I don't have a hernia. I just made that. I was just to see if you laugh at me having a hernia. Okay. You did. Love you guys. Look, Jim Brooks is a genius. He creates moments that are so funny and so sad and so eloquent. Unique windows into the human condition. But let's face it, we're here today because he made a cartoon about a fat idiot who chokes his kid. Everyone loves The Simpsons, especially the predictions. Well, I got a prediction for you. There will never be another writer, director, producer like my dear friend. Please help me in welcoming Disney legend, James L. Brooks.
We were auditioning actors for Taxi, and I don't know who Danny was at the time. I don't think there weren't a lot of people who he were at the time. And he was auditioning for a nasty character, and we're 4 guys sitting there, and he came in, threw the script on the floor, and said, "Which of you guys wrote this shit?" It's amazing. It's nuts for me tonight to be part of this. And as you will soon, unfortunately, learn, public speaking is not my thing, not at all. I'm here because I have a great deal of gratitude when it comes to Disney. By introducing us to a whole new audience, The Simpsons, Disney Plus has been a godsend, or more accurately, a godsend. Around here, it's pretty much the same thing. Disney's also making my next movie, but above all that, because of my problem with speaking, I am so deeply and emotionally indebted to them for limiting this speech to 1 minute. Maybe 15 seconds to go. All of us who work on The Simpsons feel the privilege of doing so, most notably from Matt Groening, who sketched the characters in the outer office while he was waiting to see me, to Al Jean, whose enormous talent has been there from the very beginning, and who somehow remembers each of our good Lord 780 shows, so we don't, please God, repeat ourselves. And to Matt Selman, who has personally launched us into an ever edgier present and future. Finally, it must be said, our cast makes writing the show a dream job. The box lot is really pretty. I like my parking space. I'm grateful for all and to all. Thanks a lot.
Bob Marshall.
First of all, thank you. Look at this crowd, man, it's beautiful, you guys. Wow. I have to thank Bob Iger, first of all, great Bob Iger, and the amazing Ellen Bergman, and everyone for hosting this great party. I mean, it's so much fun back there. Everybody's just so happy, and it's incredible. When I think of the greatest costume designers of all time, the names that come to mind are Edith Head, Cecil Beaton, Irene Sheriff. But honestly, for me, the top of that list is someone I've been lucky enough to work with on many, many films for over 23 years. And that is the brilliant visionary and consummate artist, Colleen Atwood. Tonight, it's very exciting, tonight because Colleen is making history by becoming the first costume designer ever to be honored as a Disney legend, ever. Colleen has been nominated for a staggering 12 Oscars. She's won 4, 2 of which films we worked together on. Maybe just a few less than John Williams. I think that's it. You're like second in line, I guess. The great John Williams sort of love. The thing about Colleen is that she is much more than a designer. She's a storyteller. In fact, I believe she's more interested in the internal life of a character and their function in the story than the external look by itself that she creates. She deeply wants to understand a character's wants and needs and motivations, and above all, how they move. It's so important how they move, especially when we've done musicals together. So, for instance, I know when I'm creating a dance or rehearsing a scene or something, and I feel someone behind me watching, you know, I know it's not the assistant choreographer, and I know it's not the AD or the line producer. It's Colleen. It's always Colleen. She's absorbing everything she can so she can bring the world to dazzling life, which she does every single time. She's also insanely original, always thinking out of the box, coming up with amazing ideas that I could never imagine. Just a few examples. On Disney's Into the Woods, that was a thrilling work. She wanted the texture of the woods. This is a perfect example of Colleen. She wanted the texture of the woods to be a part of every costume. So for Meryl Streep's costume, as an example, she took these leather strips that looked like cracked bark, and she created these strips, and she applied them to the silver material, so when the witch moved through the forest, she would catch the light. I mean, who thinks of that? I don't even get that. And because with Rapunzel was constrained in the same film and bound by her circumstances, Colleen created a series of bindings and ties that wrapped around her gown, inspired by her situation. I mean, it's incredible. I just don't understand her artistry. And on Disney's Little Mermaid, which was last year's Little Mermaid, that was an incredible journey for all of us. I remember Colleen coming up to me and showing me these stunning images of these real tropical fish, and she asked me, what did I think? And I said, well, I think they're beautiful. And she said, I'm thinking these could be our mermaids. And I said, what? I don't understand. What does that mean? Be our birds. And she said, use their markings and their colorings and their design to create the entire look, from like literally head to tail. And I thought, I had only been thinking, of course, only of like green tails and I don't know, seashell bras. I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking that. And she just came up with that out of, this insane artistry that she has. So simply put, there's just no one like her. And I'm just so lucky to know her, love her, and collaborate with her for so many years. Let's take a look at her magic.
amazing.
The level of detail that you look at and you feel like, wow.
What I love so much is you see the costumes up close and you think, oh my gosh, they look so beautiful, and then you look at it on screen and it's mind-blowing.
Someone points the clothes, use the buttons if you must, but clothes this enormous gown.
Colleen is one of the designers that truly has that passion for what she does. She builds her costumes from head to toe, no matter what the character is.
So many things have to go into that kind of process, and she's just exceptional. To watch her work and her whole team, it was like watching a symphony work together.
The responsibility to costume 500, 600, 700 people is extraordinary, and every single person, every single detail is beautiful.
The construction of everything is done with such care.
Her sense of history and sense of fantasy are just spot on. Her costumes are, of course, beautiful and they feel beautiful to wear, but they tell stories, and I think that is the thing that really elevates someone like Colleen.
She understands coming from a different angle for things. She's a real artist that way.
Colleen Atwood, she is icon. She's a genius.
Colleen is a magnificent designer. She's a rock star.
Oh my God, Colleen Atwood.
Oh my God, that's right. Now please join me in welcoming Disney legend, the masterful Colleen Atwood.
I've never seen this many people in front of me in my life. Thank you for this amazing honor. To be recognized as a costume designer among these giants of creativity is truly mind-boggling. In my life, I've had the myriad challenges of dressing legendary princesses, flying elephants, mermaids, and all the people who surround them. My collaborations with Rob Marshall and Tim Burton for Disney have always stood alone for me. With Disney, the tradition of creative support is unsurpassed. The knowledge of collaborators serve to enrich and expand design in today's marriages of technology and reality. The dedication to inform and educate continues to bring joy to people of all ages. I am here tonight with 3 generations of my family to celebrate this award, and my continuing wish is to bring magic, hope, and joy to this beautiful world through what I do. For this, I thank you all.
To introduce our next legend is a man who has directed some of my favorite animated movies, including Monsters, Inc., Up, also Inside Out. Yes, you love them too. He's earned 9 Oscar nominations, 3 wins, and continues to dream up new ways to tell innovative stories that connect with Disney fans everywhere. Put your hands together for Pixar Animation Studios Chief Creative Officer Pete Docter. Pete, come on.
First of all, Frank, I'm sorry everyone else got famous presenters. Instead, you're stuck with the guy who does the little animations. So, I have been stressing about this for months. I have rewritten this introduction at least 80 times, and the little voices in my head say, it should have gone for 81. But that's because I really want Frank to know the impact he's had in my life. In fact, it was Frank's work with the Muppets that got me inspired to get into this business. It's no stretch. no stretch to see the Muppets inspiration on Toy Story or Inside Out or any of the other films I've worked on. A mere mention of the name Grover. Yeah, see, everybody smiles. Everybody smiles. Fozzie Bear, Bert, Miss Piggy, Yoda. One of Frank's characters immediately stick with you as though you've known them forever, and then they deepen with surprising layers and vulnerabilities. Frank has truly created some of the very best characters in the history of entertainment. And all of that as a performer, Frank claims that was not even a career he wanted. So his credits as a director are equally enviable. Little Shop of Horrors, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, What About Bob, Bowfinger, Death at a Funeral. Oh my gosh. They're all hilarious, emotional, and truthful. And I think that's what I would say is most impactful to me about Frank's work, his ability to find truth. I once asked Frank for advice on where his characters come from, and he thought deeply, and after a pause he said, I don't know. And this is such a frank answer, both because it's him being a pain in the hiney, and also it's a revelation into the deepest, most insightful approach to creating, which is don't let the logic drive things. It's not about your head. It comes from that underground river that compels and pulls us towards the truth that each one of us have inside of us, but only we have access to. And I feel that in everything Frank does. Forget what you think you know. Let the process and the work speak for itself. So Frank, on behalf of the world, thank you for all the amazing characters and movies you've given us. Getting to know you has truly been one of the greatest blessings in my life. You're now a Disney legend, but for those of you who know your work, you've been a legend all along.
He's one of my favorite people in all of show business.
You know him? Take it to him, baby.
First of all, he's a fantastic artist on so many levels. Performer, writer, director.
Frank Oz directed many noteworthy films, including Little Shop of Horrors, What About Bob, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Bowfinger, plus The Score, featuring Marlon Brando in his final performance.
Frank includes everybody in the process.
Like this! What I'd really like to do is put the greatness of this man in perspective. The front page! It's on the front page. Hey! Who let you out? Get back in there!
I love the character, and I love the process. Performing with Frank has always been one of the great joys of doing this show.
You want to make it look good there. Must be uncomfortable down here. Do or do not. There is no try.
Cinema's I mean, I just couldn't admire him more the way he brought that basically molded piece of foam to life. The subtlety and the nuance of the expressions. You know, Yoda was just completely real to me.
I learned it's not about money, and it's not about fame. It's beyond that.
May the Force be with you.
Frank, you deserve this. You are one of the great directors. You and I have done my best films together. It is a great honor. Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you so much.
So nice. I feel like I'm among friends, which is so nice. I find it odd, though, to stand here alone, because
No one does it by himself or herself. One doesn't work in a vacuum. So there should be hundreds of people on the stage with me. Beginning with Jim Henson. My fellow Muppet performers and workshop people. George Lucas. My Yoda team, and especially Mark Hamill. And there should be behind me hundreds of crew members, production team, staff, and cast from the movies I directed, with a special nod to the cast to Steve Martin. And through it all, there's someone who was with me all the time, my dear lawyer friend, Joe Baer. And it was so amazing, first of all, to meet Pete. My wife and I are so blessed to have the friendship of Pete and Amanda, the deep friendship. I'm also grateful for having 4 wonderful adult kids who are good human beings. And I'm very lucky to have a wonderful, amazing, talented, loving wife, Victoria LeBon. She saved my life many times. The first time I was ever in Disneyland was the late 1950s. Disneyland is very meaningful to me. My parents were Holocaust survivors, and after the terrible time in Europe, they waited for 5 years to get a visa, and my brother and I, they immigrated to the United States, ended up in California. I'm so amazed to think that my brother and I played in bombed out buildings in Belgium, and then about 10 years later, we played on Tom Sawyer Island. So it is very meaningful to me to be in Disneyland. There's so many people want to thank, but I can't do that all here. When I was, oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot what I was going to say. I was so taken by your reaction. I got emotional. Many of the people here look at me as a success, and I guess I am, but I used to have very low self-esteem as a kid, a teenager, and into adulthood. I hid myself. I was frightened to be who I was. It's taken me a long time to allow myself to be who I am. And I don't want you all to wait until you're 80 years old. I want to give you a jump start. Don't hide who you are. Thank you.
Our next honoree became a member of the Disney family at age 13. And she has been rocking out ever since. She makes history as the youngest Disney Legend Award recipient.
I'm Miley Cyrus and I auditioned for the role of Hannah Montana.
You know the name. Concert selling out coast to coast, hit records, and a TV show.
Miley is a pop culture icon.
If I could do this forever and wake up every day getting to do what I love, that would be like a dream.
You are so kind to the fans. You are adored.
She's pretty.
She's a great singer.
I couldn't ask for a better person to be my hero.
All of my dreams have come true because of my fans.
The whole country's in love with her. She's a great musician, and she's got a great soul.
She excites me.
Thank you for taking this journey with me for the past 30 years. I hope to take you along with me for the next 30.
But I'm truly one of your biggest fans. My very first job was taking my portable sound system, a wig, and 15 tracks I learned from front to back and impersonate Hannah Montana. I'm talking about at birthday parties, fairs, festivals, you name it. It was me, Lainey Wilson, opening up for me as Hannah Montana. You talk about the best of both worlds. You inspired me to believe in myself. That I too could be an ordinary girl living in an extraordinary world. So on behalf of Miley Cyrus fans everywhere, I'd like to dedicate this song to you. Y'all better get up! Hardest times ever should ever Miley, I want to thank you for never being afraid to step outside the box. Always staying true to yourself. And most of all, for kicking butt no matter what, girl. You do it. You do the best. Y'all put your hands together and welcome Disney legend Miley Cyrus.
I'm definitely going to cry. Before we get started, I'm going to let everybody in on a little Disney legend secret. I'm the one that tells you what you're not supposed to know. And what I want to say is that legends get scared too. I'm scared right now. But the difference is we do it anyway, and all of you can do that every single day. It's legendary to be afraid and do it anyway. There is no such thing as failure when you try. That's the only way you lose. The way to win is to try. So here I am. I'll show you. I make 2 speeches. One long, if I'm the badass that I'm supposed to be, and one short if I get scared. So I want to say thank you. It's such an honor to receive this award. My other legends have said it best. It is all because of you. Everyone in this room, outside of this room, it's all about the fans. And in 2005, Disney was on a mission to rebuild and reimagine the company. That's why they hired Bob Iger and me. I remember this clearly, because it was during the auditioning process of Hannah Montana. There was a buzz in that Burbank Disney office where it's rumored that they create all of us Disney kids. I definitely wasn't created in a lab, and if I was, there must have been a bug in the system which caused me to malfunction somewhere between the years of 2013 and 16. I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where I sent my audition tapes from. After those tapes were sent in, my mom got a message that what I sent was great, but I was just too small and I was too young for the part. A year or more goes by and I forget all about Hannah Montana. But then we get a call and they tell us that they fully casted the show. They've already shot a pilot, but the show just isn't working. So they want me to come out to LA and audition in person. My mom tells me the news, but reiterates that if I get it, I'm gonna have to leave school and all of my friends. So we go to the mall to shop for what I'd wear to the audition, and in true fashion of fate, there hangs a t-shirt that says I should have my own TV show. So we took it home, bedazzled it, and flew out to LA. After a few of those auditioning trips, I got the part. I came out to California to shoot the pilot. I fell in love with LA, the beach, the palm trees, they were awesome, but it was the sound stage that I lived for. I mean, it was the most beautiful place that I'd ever seen. There were lights, dressing rooms, the wardrobe racks, there were costume fittings, wig fittings, acting, dance, vocal lessons. It was like being on RuPaul's Drag Race Junior. We shot the pilot, I went back to Nashville to wait, but I had gotten a taste of what my life could be like, and from that moment on, I did not want anything else. So when I was told that the show got picked up, I just couldn't wait to get back to stage 9. But because Hannah Montana is a pop star, we needed footage of her playing sold-out concerts. But no one knew who she, aka Miley, was. So they gave away tickets at the Glendale Mall, where I would have my first free concert. And the first song I opened with was titled, "This Is the Life." Which of course no one knew, because in reality I was a little girl in a blonde wig at the mall with a big dream, but in my heart I was Hannah Montana. And I was so proud to be. has changed since that day. But at the same time, nothing has changed at all. I stand here still proud to have been Hannah Montana because she made Miley in so many ways. This award is dedicated to Hannah and all of her amazing, loyal fans, and to everyone who has made my dream a reality. To quote the legend herself, this is the life.
I'll be listening to my Miley playlist on the way home tonight. I'm a fan as well. Shifting gears, this next presenter is here to honor comic book legend Steve Ditko. Sadly, we lost Steve in 2018, but thankfully his legacy lives on. I can think of no one more fitting to present this award than a visionary who's helping to keep Steve's legacy alive via the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Please welcome the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige.
Has anybody here heard of Tobey Maguire? How about Andrew Garfield? And you know my friend Tom Holland? And of course you know Disney legend Stan Lee? Well, I have a feeling that you wouldn't know any of them if it wasn't for the character they all had in common, which of course was Spider-Man. And I know that you never would have heard of Spider-Man if it weren't for the next honoree who created Spider-Man, Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko was an incredible artist and creator and one of the original architects of the Marvel Universe. So much of the visual inspiration that you see in our movies comes right from the pages of those early comics that Steve drew. His style as an artist was instantly recognizable, unique, and groundbreaking, and his design for Spider-Man gave us what was probably the most beloved and iconic character of all time.
I would definitely describe Steve Ditko as one of the founding fathers of Marvel Comics. As the co-creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, Marvel Comics wouldn't be what it is today without Steve. His impact is unquantifiable.
Steve was one of my heroes growing up. There was something deep inside that just compelled this incredible imagination.
He created villains, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Electro, and it was Steve Ditko who first drew Iron Man in the iconic red and gold. He also contributed to the stories and to the alter egos of those characters.
His style was unique. We refer to things today as being Ditko-esque.
The way Spider-Man moves, that all came from Steve. And that's what our artists now continue to uphold.
Doing an animated Spider-Man project, we found a lot of inspiration in the comics. He is a character who was born in the 60s and reinvented in every era since then.
Steve Ditko is one of the greatest Marvel artists in history, and that we're now able to take what he put in the comics, and we now have the technology to put that into big three-dimensional space on a movie screen is amazing.
If you look at the Spider-Man films all the way down the line, what's the end standard established about the character? That's all there in the films.
Steve was certainly one of the most important creators in the comic book business.
Steve didn't believe in interviews, he didn't believe in awards, he always said, let the work speak for me. I know this would annoy Steve, but tough Steve, we love you.
My honor to announce that to accept the award on Steve's behalf, please welcome his nephew, Mark Ditko.
insane. It's actually kind of amazing for us to be here and accept this honor. My family grew up watching A Wonderful World Disney every Sunday night, so this is pretty crazy. So there was a perfect creative storm in the early 60s in Marvel, with driving forces like Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and they created heroes. But to us, Steve Ditko was a son, a brother, an uncle, and to some he was just a friend. Our uncle Steve Ditko did not see himself as a public figure to be admired, nor did he consider awards such as this something to strive for. For him, it was all about the work. It was about doing the best that he can do. His life was a personal journey, driven by his own goals and ambitions, not affected by the interests of others around him. He said, "The wants and wishes of others are no reliable guide to one's life and well-being." In 2014, he wrote a letter to someone and quoted a very ancient saying. He said, "There's a saying, salutation to the dawn. Look well to this one day, for it alone is life. In the brief course of this one day lies all the verities and realities of your existence, the pride of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. Yesterday is only a dream, and tomorrow is but a vision. Yet each day, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and each tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this one day, for it alone is life." I'll use my uncle's words one last time. No one is perfect in this life, so one can only do the best that one can. We want to personally thank Marvel and Disney, David Bogart, all the Ditko fans out there, and everyone who worked on getting Steve Ditko acknowledged as a legend. Thank you.
When you start with Mark Henn, you know you got something great. He's the tent post of Disney feature animation in so many movies.
He just brought wonderful characters completely to life, believably, expressively.
His stuff was just instantly appealing. I've been dubbed the princess guy at the studio. This has been a boyhood dream for me, to work for Disney Animation. I was always drawing as a child, and my mom actually takes credit. She was the one that put a pencil in my hand early on in life. She said she would do that in church to keep me quiet. The animation bug kind of bit me early. There was something magical about these drawings coming to life. And I was just like, they didn't just move, they lived, they breathed. That was just magic for me. That was absolute magic, and I was hooked.
There's an elegance to the way you work, the motion, the emotion.
I try to put myself in my character's shoes, finding little tics or mannerisms. It's about genuineness and believability. I've had many moments of people just expressing how these films and the characters that we've created changed lives, encouraged lives. Those are proud moments for me.
Please welcome Disney legends. The voice of Ariel, Jodie Benson. The voice of Ray Johan. The voice of Tiana, Anika Lily Rose. The voice of Jasmine, Linda Larkin. And the voice of Mulan, Ming Na Wen.
He doesn't just design characters on paper. He creates images infused with passion, vulnerability, and authenticity that connect with people for generations. The journey to discovering Ariel together began with our friendship 37 years ago. And thanks to Mark Henn's vibrant imagination, Ariel will always be a part of our world.
Mark possesses a rare gift. That was pretty cool. Mark possesses a rare gift that extends far beyond his talent as an artist. The ability to reflect the human soul in every stroke of all these amazing beings. And just like Mulan, in a way that liberates us to see ourselves not just for who we are, but for who and what we can be.
When creating Belle, Mark noticed a lot of my... He noticed a lot of my hair that wouldn't stay in place, so he decided to make that part of her character. It's those little things that bring his art to life. They pull the audience in and allow these fantasy worlds and fairy tales to become real and live in our hearts forever.
Mark has supervised more powerful like Princess Jasmine than any other person in the history of the animation studio. His empathy, warmth, and collaborative nature helped us to trust his vision and open up to a whole new world beyond our wildest imagination.
He's so beautiful.
He so beautifully rendered Tiana in a way that allowed little girls to see themselves and others to see their friends in a regal light for the very first time. A piece of me will always live through her, not just because of my voice, but because Mark made her left-handed, just like me. Continually dig a little deeper to create larger-than-life characters, and the way that he listens and sees us is what makes him a distinguished animator and an extraordinary human being. And if you'll bear with me for 1 second, close your eyes. Can you still see what we look like behind your eyes? Because what I know 15 years from the inception of The Princess and the Frog is that I trust Mark to draw Tiana from eyes closed, and she would be as perfect as she was in that moment. And I bet you any one of us who have been gifted to be rendered fantasy from our faces believe that same thing, because you think that he's drawing with his hands, but in truth he's drawing with his heart. Please join us in welcoming way over to Disney legend, Mark Henn.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to thank these incredible women. You guys, I'm so proud. Thank you for being here tonight to share this evening with me. Your incredible talent and friendship means the world to me. It really does. Thank you, D23 and the Walt Disney Company, for this evening, an amazing honor. Also would like to extend my congratulations to my fellow inductees. It's hard to believe, and it's an amazing honor to be included with such an amazingly talented group of individuals. As I think back on a career that spanned over 4 decades, this award represents the tip of an iceberg. In every artist's career, there are so many artists who inspire and influence you. For example, the great Eric Larson, one of Walt's 9 old men. Eric taught me and so many others how to be Disney animators, creating magic with paper and pencil. Bernie Mattinson. Bernie, unfortunately, we lost last year, but Bernie had a 70-year career at Disney. He was kind of like a second father to me. As director of Mickey's Christmas Carol, he gave me my first chance to be a supervising animator, animating Mickey Mouse. To all the enormously talented artists, past and present, at Walt Disney Feature Animation Studios that I have learned from over the years, you are all a part of this moment. And of course, I wouldn't be standing here without the unwavering support and encouragement of my family. My parents, Bob and Marge, my sisters, Cindy and Beth. Beth, of course, was amused to find Jasmine. My wife, Debbie, our children, Jennifer and Greg, who have now blessed us with 3 new princesses. Evelyn, age 8, Ainsley, who's almost 6, as she tells me, and Lily, who is 6 months. Lastly, I want to thank the Lord. All I ever wanted to be was a Disney animator, and God blessed me with that opportunity. And I wouldn't be standing on this stage without His providence in my life. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
What a beautiful moment, beautiful speech. Congratulations once again. All right, folks, as you know, D23 is the ultimate fan experience, where it's our job to bring you even closer to the magic. Like you, what's your name?
My name's Cassandra.
How magical is this, Cassandra?
It's magical. So magical.
We take our job seriously, Cassandra. And so it's only right that I share with you a magical moment that took place backstage earlier tonight. Where else, Cassandra and everyone else, are you going to see something like this? Only here at D23. Now, we've enlisted some of the most amazing talents and extraordinary human beings to honor our legends, and we have one joining us right now. She is a world-renowned conservationist, a trailblazer, an inspiration to everyone. Coming to us from overseas, please welcome Dr. Jane Goodall.
How I wish I could be there to congratulate you in person and perhaps give you a big hug on receiving this prestigious award. Indeed, you are a Disney legend, and I can think of no one more deserving of this honor than you. You've contributed so much to the success and reputation of Disney's theme parks over the years, and given so many people an exciting and wonderful day. Of course, the theme park that I love best is Animal Kingdom. And it was when Animal Kingdom came down back in the 1990s that you and I first met. I was so impressed by your vision, and so I was invited to be an unofficial advisor. Of course, when I was first introduced to you, Joe, I was mesmerized with a collection of earrings dangling in your left ear. I suspect everyone is as fascinated as me. Since that first meeting, my admiration for your work and your imagination has continued to increase. I'm so proud to be counted as one of your friends, and so delighted that in recognition of your talents and accomplishments, you are now a Disney legend. But most of all, Joe, on this special occasion, I want to speak for the hundreds of animals who, thanks to your vision, have had and continue to have a meaningful life, and who have inspired a love of and appreciation for those animals in millions of visitors. Every time I visit Animal Kingdom, I think to myself, goodness, if I was an animal out of my natural habitat, this is where I would like to be. And so again, Joe, congratulations, best wishes, and lots of love.
And being genius can come in all kinds of forms. And here at Walt Disney Imagineering, Joe is special in that way.
Joe Rohde is an explorer. Bigger than life personality.
So influential. Passionate.
He's very much a visionary. And lucky for us, he happens to be an incredible designer of immersive experiences.
If you're working with Joe, you are going to be working on something pretty spectacular.
That's the tree of life behind me. It is 14 stories tall.
I don't think there's anybody on this planet who could have brought Animal Kingdom to life like Joe.
Joe has always thought about conservation and culture first.
He's made it not only look good, but also good for the animals as well.
When we started on Almani, Joe basically challenged everything and said, is this right for the culture of the community?
What Joe Rohde did was bring the indigenous artists to the table, and that was weaved into the fabric of our resort.
Joe Rohde really understood Avatar. He really understood what we were trying to do.
I remember when we were told we were going to build Pandora. And I'm like, how are we going to do that? And Joe told me, you just have to think through it. And so for Joe, this way of being an Imagineer is do your homework, do it well, be thoughtful, be intentional, and then the sky's the limit. That's his legacy. That's Joe Rohde.
Joe Rohde.
Well, thank you very much. Of course, it's a great honor to be counted as a Disney legend, to participate in this history, and it's to even be considered in the same breath as the other honorees this evening. All fabulous and talented, extraordinary people receiving this recognition is amazing. I really have only a couple things to say, which may surprise you if you know me, but I will try to be brief. First has been said before, from Harrison Ford on, none of this is done alone. I owe everything that I am to others. First of all, to Melody, my wife, my lifelong love, without whom I can't find the soap. I can't do anything. My boys, Helen and Brant, who keep me young and make me laugh every time I see them. And then to all the mentors and patrons who had the patience to guide me and consider me worthy, the teammates and the partners who frankly did the lion's share of all the work for which I am credited. Please thank all of them. And then the second thing, I will dare to speak for all of us awardees, when I say we don't work for awards. We do what we do, the way we do it, because we love doing it. We would make art, we would sing, we would act, compose music, we would organize, make movies, write, draw, design in our garage. We would do it anyway, because it is who we are, it is how we live, it's how we know that we are alive. And so it's an extraordinary extra delight to be recognized, to be rewarded, to be seen, unlike so many people who work with equal intensity and they're never seen and they're completely unrecognized. We cannot make ourselves into legends. We are made legends by you, by your attention, by your applause, by your high opinion of the work that we do, and for that, on behalf of all the Disney legends stretching back to the very beginning, I thank you. Thank you.
on the audience. We're creating a world. Every blade of grass, every leaf on every tree.
Jim has this amazing ability to write straight into the heart of a character. Get away from her, you bitch!
Jim is an incredibly specific filmmaker, and he's a genius.
I love this stuff. Real honest-to-God, deep ocean exploration.
The trust in that his director skills is producing his vision and also his knowledge about everything.
What you're used to the craft of filming is new technologies.
I see.
Whether it's on the technical side or the natural side, it's in Jim's mind, all the stuff is real.
Just goes for it.
Hi, Jim. Now, aside from being the most driven director I've ever worked with, you are passionate and extraordinary. You are also one of the most fascinating people I've ever met. You've made some of the most critically acclaimed and culturally beloved films in certainly my lifetime, and it's mind-blowing to think of how many other movie lovers' lifetimes you have impacted and entertained. Dearest Jim, you continue to aspire to greater heights that I'm not sure if anyone else but you will ever reach. The power of your imagination continues to inspire us all. What you cannot create, you simply manifest. You've revolutionized the filmmaking process too many times to count by developing cutting-edge technology and giving audiences an immersive and elevated experience that is realistic and phenomenal to behold. And you do it all with such collaboration and good grace. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. I love you to pieces, we all do. And now I'd like to introduce you to someone who, like me, much better than me, knows Pandora the way it really is. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome the exquisite Zoe Saldana.
Buckle up, folks, because I'm going to tell you what it's like to work with the one and only James Cameron. We were filming this epic scene in Avatar, and I thought I was giving it my all, running like my life depended on it. But Jim, oh Jim, he takes off his headphones, and he comes up to me and goes, "What is that? What was that? You call that running? That's not running, girl. You have to learn how to run." And just like that, my running career was over before it even started. But that's okay. I'm grateful to Jim for teaching me how to run like I'm in a marathon, because you were teaching me to be better. And I thank you for giving me the best gift a director can give an actor: job security. Well, because I'm going to be collecting my pension by the time the last Avatar movie hits theaters, everybody. Working with you has been a wild ride, Jim. Your passion, your dedication, and your eye for detail are truly unmatched. But beyond all that, I thank you for making me laugh, for making me cry, for making me blue, and for keeping things light on set. But most of all, thank you for always pushing everyone around you to be their best, even if for some of us that means perfecting our running form. So everyone, please help me welcome this Disney legend, James Cameron.
what she's talking about. She actually runs beautifully. She's like a human panther. And we all know there's no Avatar without Neytiri. Zoe is Neytiri. I think you should be a Disney princess. Come on, guys. Powerful woman. This is pretty daunting and overwhelming. I just feel such kind of infinite gratitude. So blessed to be, I guess, mentioned in the same breath as some of the incredibly talented people that you've seen here tonight and will continue to see. There's just such an incredible display of creativity and imagination here tonight. And I'm just happy to be in this crowd, be part of the club and part of the Disney family tonight. It's a dream come true. And I think of some of the other honorees here tonight that I've had the pleasure of working with. Jamie Lee Curtis, on True Lies. I got to direct her. It's such an important moment, I think, in both our lives. Angela Bassett on Strange Days. I wrote her character of Mace. She's unforgettable in that character. And so many of the actors that aren't here tonight that I think of that I've had the pleasure of working with over the years. I think Jack Champion, who plays Spider, is here tonight. Jack, I think you're out there somewhere, buddy. Anyway, look, I think if you're a novelist, you can be a legend as a solo act. Maybe some sports figures are, but as a storyteller who expresses through film, it's not a solo act. You're only as good as the artists that you can gather around you. I think when I started out with The Terminator, I thought, I've got to write everything, I've got to draw everything, I've got to create everything. And now, at this point in my career, 40 years later, I'm at the opposite end of that spectrum. I know that my job every day when I come in is to empower and encourage the other artists, whether they're actors, whether they're design, concept artists, computer animators, inspire them to bring their best artistic selves every single day. That's my job now, and so this whole auteur myth, I think, is not true at all. We're only as good as our team. I can't thank everybody. There are a few that stand out. Sigourney Weaver that I've worked with so many times. All of my amazing cast on the Avatar films. Kate, of course, she had me a little bit in tears, manly tears, I think a couple of minutes ago. There's one person that stands out in my mind right now as I'm standing up here, and that's my producing partner of 30 years, John Landau. Thank you. He would have loved this moment. He's standing here with me right now. He left our world 4 weeks ago. All of us in the Avatar family miss him dearly. We'll continue to miss him, and we make it our goal now to carry on his legacy. He's an unsung Disney legend himself. He and I climbed mountains together. We made Titanic together. We made Avatar together. We made Way of Water together. The vast majority of Avatar, Fire and Ash, which will be coming out next year. And we'll carry on his dream as well. So I just want to thank all of you for honoring essentially what you're honoring tonight, which is imagination. It's creativity. It's the human spirit writ large in these incredible characters, like the character Zoe plays. We love these characters. These characters will survive beyond us. They'll survive beyond our lifetimes. They have so much meaning for people all over the world, and it's our privilege as filmmakers and artists, actors, design, concept artists, to will these worlds of imagination into being. And Disney is the ultimate place in the world to do that, which is why it attracts the kind of talent that you see here tonight. So I just want to end by thanking Alan Bergman, who's been a great boss. We've been through the challenges together. Please, come on, guys. And I want to thank Bob Iger for believing in Avatar. making that happen. So anyway, thank you so much.
All right, our next presenter has established himself as a filmmaker who skillfully writes, produces, and directs works that speak to the movie lover in all of us. He was the mastermind behind the record-breaking Black Panther franchise and has made some of the most culturally significant and successful movies of our time, all before the age of 40. Honestly, there's no one I'd rather share a first name with. Everyone, the phenomenal Ryan Coogler!
This is amazing and overwhelming. There's a lot of people out there. It's an honor to be here with you guys, presenting this incredible honor to the great Angela Bassett. These last few days have been incredible. The last hour has been incredible, watching everybody's stories and seeing these great legends share anecdotes. My relationship with Angela starts as an audience member first. The first time I ever went to the movies, it was 1991. I wish I could tell you guys that I went to see Beauty and the Beast. That was actually the second movie I ever saw. The first movie I ever saw was Boys in the Hood. And I was 5 years old. The film deeply traumatized me. But I remember being blown away by Angela's performance. It just really felt like I was watching my mom and my aunts, or these women in my life that I knew. It made the film feel real. It felt like a particular type of magic. Like I said, Beauty and the Beast was my second film I ever saw. The third film I ever saw was in 1992. I wish I could tell you guys it was Aladdin. That was actually the fourth film I saw. The third film I saw was a film called Malcolm X. My dad would take me to these R-rated movies when I was like too big to have my own seat. This is not the time for that. Again, Angela blew me away with her performance in Betty Shabazz. Made it feel real again. And that was the start of our relationship. I continued to watch her films in theaters and on VHS. And it was especially amazing to watch the impact that her performances would have on my mother, on my aunts, on the women in my family. When she would spread her arms and flex and dance as Tina Turner, or she burnt. When she burnt that car in Waiting to Exhale, and it sent the chill down my father's spine, you know. But she's always given these incredible larger-than-life performances that somehow still feel incredibly real and tangible. Fast forward, I became a professional filmmaker and had the incredible honor to cast Angela in our film Black Panther. That's a pretty reminder. And every day we went to work, I was just flat out astonished by her work. She was the most experienced and the most gifted actor on the set. But she would show everybody how to work, including myself. She would have this thing that she does. And if anybody's had the pleasure of working with her, well, she just straight up doesn't leave set. She'll stay right there, whether that means in the throne, or whether that means laying down in water, it doesn't matter. She really just sets the tone for everybody who works with her. To see her and what she does is truly a gift. And after that first film, you know, we ended up losing Chadwick, as you guys know. And for that second film, we had to decide whose shoulders were we going to place the narrative on. And I had no doubt in my mind that she would rise to the challenge. Every take with Angela is incredible. Every take with Angela is incredible. I want to share with you guys one experience that we had. where she gives a big monologue that's Queen Ramonda in Black Panther 2. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It was in all the trailers. Like literally she had done a few takes, and with Angela, every take is perfect. You can use take 1. We got to like take 2, take 3, and I said that I wanna go tell her to some direction. I make me feel like I used to feel maybe when she burnt that car down and waiting to exhale, maybe when she blew me away when I was a kid. And I walked up to her and I said, Angela, just burn us down on this one. You know, and she looked at me and said, I got it. She delivered this take, and it's the one that's in all the trailers and in the film. And I remember everybody on the crew, and it's a crew of about 100 people, just bursting into applause before I even had a chance to call a cut. You know what I mean? Everybody knew it was the one. And that's what you get with her. You know, she's incredible. She's been incredible for decades, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And I honestly cannot think of a better person for this honor.
For me personally, being a little black girl from Florida, hoping to one day follow my dreams, become an actress. All right then, let's do it. It's been more than a dream come true.
Things are gonna heat up. Stay safe.
Now, Angela, you are an amazing actress.
Well, I can pull it out when I need to. Einstein, you have got to get out of the past and look to the future.
She's given more to this industry than anyone that I know of.
Let me entertain you. Let me hear you smile.
We don't call her Mother Nature for nothing.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world.
It's just amazing to see a life and a career that's been so well lived.
You play 100 shows and one of them's killer. You don't get many like two.
I can't wait to see what she does next.
Have I not given everything?
Please join me in welcoming this queen, Disney legend, Angela Bassett.
Some of this world for yourself. Brian Kugler, my brother, my friend, my colleague, a true visionary and brilliant storyteller in your own right. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I love you. Thank you to the talented creators and visionaries at Disney for including me in this esteemed company. Congratulations to all the Disney legends tonight. It is an honor to stand alongside you, each of you. Now, when I think of Disney, The Princess and the Frog most immediately comes to mind. as an example of their legacy of imaginative storytelling. For me, it has all the right ingredients. A story set in the Crescent City of New Orleans, with sprinkles of good food and good jazz music and a beautiful, groundbreaking Black princess. I've had the extraordinary privilege of working throughout my career throughout the Disney universe, including film and television, documentaries and animation, as well as the wonderland that are the Disney theme parks. But I have done none of this alone. From day one, in my pursuit of a career as an actress, I have understood that I am a part of something greater than myself. I offer my deepest gratitude to everyone who has supported me on this journey, cast members and crew, creatives who make what we do and what you see possible, casting directors, studio exec, costume designers, directors, producers, thank you. I share this honor with all of you. And to my family and friends and team, your encouragement and support have been a constant source of strength and inspiration. I am forever proud to be your wife, your mother, your sister, your auntie, and your friend. And to the fans, you are the magic. There are not enough words to let you know how much I appreciate you, how much I love you. I stand here today because you have brought the tickets, you have watched the television shows, you have cheered me on my best days and lifted me up on the more difficult ones. Thank you always. Everyone in this room, let us all continue to inspire, to nurture, to encourage future generations, not only with the stories we tell, but with the worlds that we create together. Thank you once again for recognizing me as a Disney legend.
When a group of people set out to make a film, they spend months in close collaboration. It's a process that is as rewarding as it is challenging. In all of my experiences making films, there's one part of the process, one all-important collaboration that has brought me a unique form of joy.
I've had the incredible privilege of knowing and working with John Williams throughout my entire career, beginning with the unforgettable score for Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Jurassic Park, the beautiful and haunting hymns for Lincoln, and of course the iconic themes for Star Wars. John Williams' film scores have connected all of us across generations.
Think of Indiana Jones without the march that introduces him. Think of Princess Leia without the gentle flute that plays her on. Or the opening crawl of a Star Wars film without its incredible orchestra. For over half a century, each and every time John Williams composes a new score, he finds a way to imbue the film's story and characters with a timeless and essential quality. That's because John is a storyteller, and his language is exquisite music that touches our hearts and inspires our dreams.
It's no exaggeration to say that John Williams is the greatest film composer of all time. His music has transcended cinema and become a part of our global culture, touching the hearts of billions, both young and old. John's music has done as much to keep classical music alive as it has to shape the world of film.
John has written the soundtrack of our lives. Let's take a look at some of the incredible work that he's done.
Immediately brings a smile to my face.
What it means to have that incredible theme that he creates through characters, it's a wonderful experience.
The John Williams score, you can't underestimate what that gave us. I mean, it added a grandeur and a gravitas we never would have had.
Johnny gave such detail to every single heart-stopping moment.
He creates these unforgettable themes that connect people to each one of these movies.
It's one of the great functions of music. Music can be very expressive. It takes tremendous advantage writing the theater, writing and screaming off the way.
He just has that signature. That theme comes on. There's no doubt what that movie is. Watching him laugh is amazing.
What do you see? That's real.
He's such a nice guy.
The kindest, nicest, easy to work with, wonderful person that's ever lived on this planet or any other planet.
So historic.
The greatest composer, conductor in the universe, John Williams.
Unfortunately, John is not able to be with us today, but here to perform a medley of his iconic themes, specially composed and arranged by John for all of you to enjoy this evening. Please welcome the Pacific Symphony.
director, Carl St. Clair. Brilliant. Thank you all very much. Absolutely brilliant. Before we go, we'd like to invite all the legends back up on stage for the 2024 Disney Legends class photo. So let's get them up here. This truly has been a wonderful night that only Disney can make possible. And of course, we're all here because of you, the fans. Your spirit makes us shine. These legends have all made their mark, not just on the Disney legacy, but on each and every one of us. We are so grateful to live in a world where dreams become reality, thanks to icons like this. I hope their stories and the way we celebrated each of their journeys tonight inspires the magic inside of all of you to continue shining. All right, looks like we're just about ready for a close-up shot here of the legends that have entertained us for so many years, and especially all night tonight. Get everybody in a nice line. Bring in our photographer, and I'll need everyone else here to help me with the countdown. Are we all set? Legends, look straight out to the camera, the center. Everybody, say Disney on one. Ready? 3, 2, 1.